And here we go. It's time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm your host, Chris Wright, along with Calhoun County Sheriff Larry Emerson, the new Alabama Sheriff of the Year.
Thank you, Chris. That was a wonderful honor that my peers thought that I deserved that. That was very nice.
How many counties are there in Alabama? 67?
67. Yeah. So that they thought I could be worthy of that. That's awesome.
That's definitely a well-deserved honor, and we appreciate the way that you represent Calhoun County outside of Calhoun County. Obviously, you do a great job of serving the people of Calhoun County within the county, but also representing us on the state and national level. You really bring a good name to our community, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. And of course, that's part of the role. What happens in the legislature, what happens in the Congress, sheriffs are involved in those type activities, and we need to be involved in helping other sheriffs around the state. It's part of what we do, so I'm very fortunate.
All right, well, let's talk about what our viewers have done this past week.
All right, let's see some good numbers up here. We have a total of 3,590 and 5 this week.
So 6 this week.
6, I'm sorry, I can't read. But thank you. You're still on track, folks, and look at that total, 3,590 people.
That's an amazing total, and they never have let us down. Every week we've had at least 1 or 2, and usually 5, 6, or sometimes a dozen arrests, thanks to you, the viewers of Calhoun County. And now, before we move on any further in the show, we've got one specific arrest that we really need some help with.
We do. Just a couple of days ago in Hobson City, there was an incident where apparently 2 young men got in a fist fight, and then some family members of one of the people in the fight came back with guns. There was a park with about 20 people in this park. They got out and began to shoot. A library building in Hobson City was hit, a car was hit, and kids and adults were in this park when all this was going on. We are seeking witnesses to help us identify these people and prosecute them. We do have some names we're working on. The investigation's going forward. But I'll say this to you, people in the community, we need to stand shoulder to shoulder and able in order to make it safe. You need to say, not in my community.
And this is one of those cases where we absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt, the information's out there. Somebody, if they'll just open up their mouth and say what they know, can identify everybody that was there.
Yes, and the 20 people that were there, some of those folks know who did this, and we need to do something about it. We'll work with you, but we need your help, and this is where the partnership that we have with the communities are going to matter.
And of course, Calhoun County Crime Stoppers, you can call them, 256-238-1414. We'll have that number again here in just a few minutes. You can call that number, you can leave information without identifying yourself. They've got a great system set up, Sheriff, where they get the information without getting a name, but you also get a code number that you can use to collect any reward that comes from that information.
Absolutely. When the time comes to collect the money, you go to a bank window, you drive up and you give them the number. There's no questions asked. They hand you your money and you drive away.
And that number, nobody at the bank is going to know. Somebody might realize that you're getting some money from a tip, but they're not going to have any clue which particular tip it was or anything like that.
No information whatsoever. As the saying goes, we want your information, not your name.
All right. So please, if you have any information or you know someone who does, get that information passed along to Calhoun County Crime Stoppers or call directly to the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to wash my camo so I'm ready for hunting season.
Get that stuff out of my washer. You should take it to a laundromat.
There isn't any good laundries around here.
Sure there is. Washington Aniston Coin Laundry on Quintard across from Walgreens and beside the Social Security office.
They have a washer that can handle a real man's jacket?
They have the biggest washers and dryers around, and you can get all your stuff finished within an hour.
Awesome. I'm headed to Washington Aniston Coin Laundry at 829 Quintard, and then I can take the rest of the day to get my other gear ready.
Or maybe you can finish the yard work.
Yeah, right after I sight my bow.
Your word is rigmarole.
Can you define it?
A long, complicated, and annoying process.
Can you use it in a sentence?
The last time I tried to buy a car, I just got a big load of rigmarole.
Well, you should have gone to Jacksonville Auto Sales.
Jacksonville Auto Sales across from Walmart in Jacksonville, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston Stroud with Family Links, and this is the Family Tip of the Week. Parents, have you or someone you know found yourself saying the following things? Why does my child act this way? Why won't my child listen to me? What do I do after my child acts out? And how do I stop it before it starts? If so, I have great news for you. Family Links will be providing a low-cost parenting class just for you, the Empowering Parents Total Transformation Program. This 7-week program is a step-by-step program to help you understand and manage disrespectful, obnoxious, and abusive behavior in your child or grandchild. It's a program designed for change in your child's behavior, change for the better in your life as a parent. You will learn how to break through and understand you and your child's behaviors, transformation tools, understand faulty thinking, and more. There are 7 informative lessons that build on the one before it, so don't wait and call Family Links now. The class will be held in 2 different locations, in Anniston at the Family Links office and in Heflin at the Heflin Community Arts Center. The dates are February the 11th, 2016 through March the 24th, 2016, and they're held every Thursday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Remember, the goal is to help you feel empowered as a parent and to feel confident that you have the skills that it takes to shape your child's behaviors. For more information, contact Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And here we go with the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. If you see somebody that you recognize and you've got any information about their location, please contact Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. We start this week with Emily Thomas of Anniston. She is wanted for a probation violation for obstruction of justice using a false ID. Johnny Barksdale from Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for third-degree criminal mischief. Desmond Jackson of Jacksonville, wanted for failure to appear for carrying a pistol without a permit. Joaquin Garcia Avila of Anniston, wanted for failure to pay for third-degree theft of property. Jeffrey Jenkins of Anniston, wanted on bond revocation for possession and receipt of a controlled substance. Joseph Fitzpatrick from East Aboga, wanted for failure to appear for the unlawful manufacture of a controlled substance. And Juan Martinez of Anniston, wanted for rape. That's the first half of this week's lineup. We'll have more bad guys coming up in just a few minutes. If you have any information, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. All right, we are back. We'll have more bad guys in just a few minutes, but right now, Sheriff, we are joined by none other than Helen Keller and Annie Sullivan.
Boy, to have both of them on the show at the same time, that's amazing. I'm interested to hear what these folks have to say.
You look a little bit younger than I expected.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we have Chloe and Sarah, who will be portraying Helen and Annie in The Miracle Worker, the upcoming cast production of The Miracle Worker. So let's start with you, Chloe. You're playing Helen Keller.
Yeah.
One of the most famous figures in the history of the state of Alabama.
Yes.
Any pressure?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It's really hard trying to be deaf and blind because
I can't like move my eyes and I can't react to loud noises, so that's really hard.
Yeah, see, I was going to actually come to the performance and like drop a book and see if I could make you turn your head.
Yeah, I actually might.
So that is actually something you've been trying to work on, is making sure you don't react to anything that's happening with the crowd or with anybody else on stage. Just act like you don't hear or see any of it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard actually because there's so much going on around because it's kind of chaotic, but I've learned to kind of just stay oblivious to it.
All right, and Sarah, you're still a student, I imagine, so now you get to play a teacher.
That's definitely different. I am not very good at teaching people, so this is pretty new for me.
All right, well, let's have a little history lesson here, shall we, Sheriff? Because I know my history is not as good as it could be. Tell us about Helen, something that we don't know about Helen Keller.
Well, she was very like, she threw a lot of tantrums when she was little, you know, because she was just trying to find a way to, you know, communicate with everyone, but she didn't know how. So it was, yeah, she was angry all the time until she finally could talk.
Yeah, I've got a couple of examples of that in my house, and
they can talk. I've lived through that.
Sarah, what about Annie? What do we not know about Annie Sullivan?
She was, as far as I know, she was not born in Ireland, but she grew up in an almshouse in Boston, which is where they put anyone who had any kind of mental handicap or just someone people didn't want sitting on the streets, the people that couldn't afford to feed and clothe themselves. They would put anyone there. And Annie was actually blind when she was young. She had 9 operations on her eyes to finally be able to see and teach Helen.
So she knew some of what Helen was dealing with.
Yes.
Learn something new.
There you go.
I did not know that.
All right. So let's talk about the production itself.
Yes.
When is The Miracle Worker going to be playing?
It will be on February 18th, 19th, and the 20th at 7:30, and on the 21st at 2:30.
And where can we see it?
At Fort McClellan Theater.
Okay. Is this your first production, or how many have you done before?
I've been doing them since I was 5, so I don't really know how many I've done, but my first one was The Sound of Music. I was Gretel in that one. So this is around probably the 20th or so.
So you're getting the starring roles. I mean, you're Gretel, and okay, yeah, you're doing pretty well here. The star is shining.
I saw that production. Very good.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sarah, how about you?
This is my 3rd play with cast. I did The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. I was Imogene Herdman.
Mm-hmm.
And last year I did The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I played Susan Pevensey.
Very cool. And the sheriff was Aslan, right?
Yes. The sheriff was something, but I'm not going to use any words. I'll just leave that blank. With all this talent, I don't want to be compared. Sorry.
So how long have you been working on this?
We've been working on it for about 5 weeks, so it's been very strenuous because there's a lot of on-stage combat, actually. So
on-stage combat?
Yes, in a way.
Combat. Now, Sheriff, do we need to have some kind of security presence here?
It sounds like there may be some blows exchanged, a chance of domestic violence. Could be pretty. So acting like you're fighting is not easy to do.
No, it's not, because we have to try and look like we're hurting each other without actually doing it. So we do it as hard as we can without actually injuring each other.
Mm-hmm. I guess with Helen Keller, she couldn't communicate in normal ways, so she had to get physical to get her point across.
Mm-hmm. People would hold her wrist trying to keep her from running away, and she would run into things and hurt herself a lot.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No, but it's challenging, but it's also pretty fun. But sometimes I get hurt.
What have you learned in learning about this character? What have you learned about yourself?
Well, I've learned that it's hard for me to play someone that's deaf and blind, but I really enjoy it. It's a fun challenge because I've never done anything like it before, so it's nice to have a different change of pace.
And Sarah, do you have a new appreciation now for the teachers that are trying to teach you at school?
I do, I really do.
Yeah, you're a little bit more understanding when they're getting on to you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially with someone difficult to tell them, that would be really crazy to work with.
All right. Well, we need to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few moments with more on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth-free, a wretch
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Your word is rigmarole.
Can you define it?
A long, complicated, and annoying process.
Can you use it in a sentence?
The last time I tried to buy a car, I just got a big load of rigmarole.
Well, you should have gone to Jacksonville Auto Sales.
Jacksonville Auto Sales across from Walmart in Jacksonville, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to wash my camo so I'm ready for hunting season.
Get that stuff out of my washer. You should take it to a laundromat.
There isn't any good laundries around here.
Sure there is. Washington Aniston Coin Laundry on Quintard across from Walgreens and beside the Social Security office.
They have a washer that can handle a real man's jacket?
They have the biggest washers and dryers around, and you can get all your stuff finished within an hour.
Awesome. I'm headed to Washington Aniston Coin Laundry at 829 Quintard, and then I can take the rest of the day to get my other gear ready.
Or maybe you can finish the yard work.
Yeah, right after I sight my bow.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
And here we go with the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Amanda Word of Anniston, wanted for probation violation for possession and receipt of a controlled substance. LaQuintus Kamak of Anniston, wanted on probation revocation for second-degree possession of marijuana. Gerald Camp of Oxford, wanted on a probation revocation for use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Samuel Miller of Ohatchee, wanted for harassment. Patrick Kirksey from Gilberttown, Alabama, wanted for failure to appear for first-degree possession of marijuana. Timothy Poore of Ohatchee, wanted for child support. He owes over $9,000. Dundrell Ackles of Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for second-degree possession of marijuana. If you have any information about these cases, we don't need to know who you are. We just need that information, and we could give you a cash reward for it. So please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. All right, and we will get back to the crime fighting here in just a few minutes, talk about some property crimes that we need your help in solving. But right now, Sheriff, we've got some young ladies that are joining us right now on the screen, but soon they'll be on the stage.
That's right. A lot of talent here with us today, Chris. We're very fortunate.
Chloe and Sarah, stars of the upcoming Miracle Worker production from Cast Community Actors Student Theater or Studio Theater. Yeah. Student, because since we got students here, you get my mindset on that. But the production is, of course, about Helen Keller, who is a big part of Alabama history. Sheriff, I don't know about when you were in school, but when I was in school, that was a big thing that we learned when we were going through Alabama history. So I imagine for any kids that are going to be having that, parents might want to have their kids come see this production, and they'll do a little bit better on those tests.
Yes, and me as well. That was a huge part of our history and the amazing things she accomplished in her lifetime after she got that. So the teacher opened that door and made those changes.
Mm-hmm. And just as amazing as anything that Helen Keller accomplished is that the Thursday night productions, you actually pay what you want. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So So what do people normally end up paying for this, or do you know the business side of things at all?
It really just depends. I'm really not sure because I haven't really been on Thursdays then, but I would say maybe half price or so.
A lot of people just pay whatever you feel like, and the idea with CAST is obviously to continue being able to do this, you need to bring some money back into the organization, but really you just want as many people to come see the production as possible.
Yeah, it's really rewarding when a lot of people come to see it because your hard work pays off, and a lot of people will see like what you've been doing for the past weeks. So,
Sarah, how about some of the performances that have inspired you? What did you see that told you, you know what, I want to go on the stage, I want to do that?
My sister did a lot of acting in high school, and I've always looked up to her and been interested in a lot of the same things. And her first cast production was A Midsummer Night's Dream. She played Helena, and I saw her doing that, and I just wanted to try it too.
Is she still involved?
No, she's in college at Auburn, so she doesn't get to do it anymore, but she would like to be if she could.
Yeah, that's similar to how my older brother did radio back in the day when he was at Jacksonville State. That's how I got started in radio. He gave it up immediately thereafter, and I'm still doing broadcasting.
So you were hooked.
So she may be done, but maybe in a few years we'll be seeing you on the big screen somewhere.
Not that I know of.
Well, how does someone your age get involved? What folks that might be interested, how would you recommend they get their foot in the door?
Most schools around here have theater programs. Those are always wonderful to be involved in, and CAST usually posts their audition sites on their website, and they post the times and the plays they're doing, so anyone around here can audition for those. It is community theater.
And obviously it's too late for this production, but we do have some other productions coming up soon, don't we?
yes, it is called Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. It's
Not really. I haven't
Yeah.
researched
It's about 4 people.
Yes.
And they're named Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike.
Yes.
I'm guessing that much.
Yeah.
Am I right so far?
Yeah. It will be the performance will be on March 17th at Buckner Center in Anniston, Alabama.
What's the website?
You
Is
know,
it castalabama.org? Is that it?
Yes, castalabama.com.
.com. Okay, so people can go on there. They can find out about the performances. They can purchase tickets, and they can chip in to help your parents get you to and from all the rehearsals. Can they do that?
I wish.
It gets to be a bit of a juggling act with your families, doesn't it? Trying to get back and forth to everything.
Yes. I'm involved in a lot of different things like dancing, and I do cheerleading at my school. And like pretty much all of my family is very involved in many things, so it's kind of hard to get to rehearsals, but we do our best.
There you go. Well, hopefully you've gotten to enough of them so that we'll get it right.
Yes.
When the performance opens on?
It opens on February 18th.
February 18th. And castalabama.com is the website to go and find out all about it. Sheriff, looks like a fun production. You get to watch them fight on stage. Everybody enjoys that, and you get to learn something.
You learn something and see you use your talents and grow. Obviously, this type of activity helps you in lots of other ways in your life, so y'all should be commended for your willingness to do that. It's not easy to get in front of a crowd of people. I can say that for sure. I've experienced that, and so I know y'all are excited about doing this.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, thank you very much for being on the show. We
Thank
look
you.
forward to the production, and hopefully we'll see you soon on the stage. All right, and we will see you soon again in just a few moments with the Crime Stoppers segment of the show and our Crazy Criminal of the Week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to wash my camo so I'm ready for hunting season.
Get that stuff out of my washer. You should take it to a laundromat.
There isn't any good laundries around here.
Sure there is. Washington Aniston Coin Laundry on Quintard across from Walgreens and beside the Social Security office.
They have a washer that can handle a real man's jacket?
They have the biggest washers and dryers around, and you can get all your stuff finished within an hour.
Awesome. I'm headed to Washington Aniston Coin Laundry at 829 Quintard, and then I can take the rest of the day to get my other gear ready.
Or maybe you can finish the yard work.
Yeah, right after I sight my bow.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch.
like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
Just lost.
But now I am.
Sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
Your word is rigmarole.
Can you define it?
A long, complicated, and annoying process.
Can you use it in a sentence?
The last time I tried to buy a car, I just got a big load of rigmarole.
Well, you should have gone to Jacksonville Auto Sales.
Jacksonville Auto Sales across from Walmart in Jacksonville, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
All right, it's time for the Crime Stoppers portion of the show where we talk about some property crimes that we need your help solving. Starting this one with January 21st through January 26th. Sometime in that time frame, a residence on Airport Road in Oxford was burglarized. An air compressor, nail gun, and router were stolen. On January 27th, a residence and outbuilding on Grayton Road South was burglarized. 4 chainsaws and a weed eater were stolen. On January 28th, the vehicle was broken into on Wellington Road in Wellington. Nothing has been reported stolen at this time. Between January 23rd and January 30th, an outbuilding on Hill Drive in Ohatchee was burglarized. A DeWalt circular saw, DeWalt drill, and Husqvarna chainsaw were stolen. If you have any information about any of these cases, we would love to hear from you. We don't need to know who you are, just your information. Please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, and our crazy criminal this week is a 36-year-old man named Michael Emmerich. And Sheriff, we're going to see him in just a second here, but first let's hear about him. He was seated inside a pickup truck at a convenience store outside of Pittsburgh when police arrived after they got a call from a store employee accusing Mr. Emmerich of theft. When the police repeatedly asked him to exit the vehicle, he did not comply. So they tasered him, which was ineffective. You always know it's a bad sign when the taser is ineffective, right?
I promise you, it is a bad sign.
All right. So he then stepped on the gas pedal. The officer got tangled in his mirror, so now he's driving down the road with the officer hanging on the side of the vehicle. And after a high-speed chase, the vehicle did stop after he crashed. He tried to flee, but he was captured. Now, the best part about this, let's go ahead and see the picture of Mr. Emmerich now.
Can't wait.
Look at that beautiful t-shirt. Really good at making bad decisions.
That man had a premonition.
He knows himself very well, doesn't he?
Very well. And he looks so happy.
That's not the way you want it to go. All right.
No.
This show has gone, and we will be back again next week with a brand new lineup for you and a brand new crazy criminal as well. And we'll be looking for you next week, but not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.